that it's live?
I'm seeing it is live. It says Erica Bailey is experiencing issues.
Of course it does. Can you see me though?
Yeah, I can see you just fine. Yeah.
Don't we love this? Every week we do the same thing in the beginning. Is it working? Is it working? Gotta love us. Anywho,
Yes,
I
I
totally
do.
miss you.
I
Hi,
miss you too.
everybody. As we're waiting for people to come on. Oh, I wanted to show you. So I'm keeping myself busy. Can you see what this is? I'm
Yeah.
building like it's it's a little thing that goes in your bookcase in between books, and
Okay.
it like you build it and like you put like your own like little books in here, and so it's like a miniature house or a miniature library that lights up that's in between your books.
Cute. I love
I
it.
know. I'm such
Yeah.
a dork.
No, you're not.
Oh, yes, I am, but that's
Hey,
okay.
Costa Rica. Hey, Joe. I miss you.
Hey, welcome, welcome. La resistance. No, that would be French when the way I said
Yes, it is. Yeah.
that.
I think it's
See,
probably Spanish too.
I came on in a shit mood, and then all of a sudden I'm here with you and I'm laughing again and I'm smiling again.
Yeah. Good.
It's all you. It's all thanks to you. All right. Well, while we're waiting for some people to join us, Kimberly got a request for our song of the
Song.
day.
Yep.
Right? All right. So let's see where I want to share. Here we go. We're gonna chill. Check this out for the next 7 minutes. We have to listen to the whole 7 minutes.
No, it's Jane from Jane is the one that sent it, one of the supporters. So I thought
Awesome.
it was interesting because it's dated 2014.
All right, guys. Tell us what you think in the comments. Welcome those joining us.
We are the pioneers here, high-tech new frontier. We're fighting for survival, no one else comes near. Lightning bolts you can't see, shocks you into fear. Psychotronic warfare makes you think the end is here. Radiation penetrates you to the depths of your soul. The people sense the fear inside you, but they are mind control. You feel your body shake and tremble as they tear you apart. Because they've unleashed every demon to steal your soul and heart.
How are you smiling and laughing? You're dancing.
To steal your soul and heart. Steal your soul and heart. Some are whistleblowers, bring the truth into the light. The underground corruption, they have to do what's right. Some are just experiments to improve the wartime fight. It hurts to see their desperation and hear their lonely cries. You'd better run for cover, hide deep in your night. They just won't let you rest, and now you're sleep deprived. And when you get to sleep, they'll rape you in the night. You feel the radiation, and there's nowhere safe inside. safe inside. Nowhere safe inside. Another day they follow you wherever you may go. It's modern day warfare. They call it mind control. They'll be waiting there for you. Your thoughts, they always know. They'll make you feel hopeless. That is their only goal. The doctors and the law enforcement turn their heads away. They'll tell you that you're crazy. That's what they're told to say. We know they are part of a system and money is their game. Some of them run for their lives and we can see they're scared. Yes, we can see they're scared. We can see they're scared. Run from the cell phone towers. Hide from the satellites. Your GPS, the drones above you. Cell phones, orbs in flight. Poison your food, contaminate you. The germ warfare. Chemtrails and pesticides. You smell death in the air. The pen is mighty, not the sword. Light makes dark disappear. To illuminate the evil ones is their biggest fear. Take charge of the situation before our children cry their tears. The time has come for all to know we are the pioneers. Hold on to your thoughts of love now, throw away your fear. The time has come for love to win as darkness disappears. We must rise up and face the beast because the end is near. You know the end has come now. That's truly why you're here. It's truly why you're here. Truly why you're here. Truly why you're here.
Ouch.
Yep.
That's sad.
Well, it is sad, but it's all true. And so the truth is sad sometimes, but the truth needs to be revealed. And so, but the last song that we played, it said something in there about the beta testing, basically, of this program and how those individuals' vibrations are higher. They're at a higher level than the other people, which means we're probably more apt to disobey because we have divine free will.
Divine free will.
And that's why I'm here today.
That's how I was like burning my Palo Santo, like, go away, yuck.
Fighting the fight. But hey, knowledge is power in a way, so that if you know that this is out there, then you can fight with the rest of us, fight for humanity. Yeah.
Fight for humanity. One interview at a time. Right? That's your
Yep.
Kimberly's other slogan. Um, well, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us week after week. Like we are truly we're blessed, man. We're thankful. It's
Yeah.
really nice to see some familiar names and you keep coming back. I'm laughing because I have imposter syndrome and I'm like, why would they want to come back if I'm on the show? It's just Kimberly, but that's just, my own silliness. All right, so let's talk about. Oh, it's so good to see your face. I'm in a good mood now. Okay, tell me what's been going on the last week. Learned some
um,
things on Friday.
Not a lot. I'm going to write this letter to Spectrum Mobile, that's Charter Communications Inc., and tell them that my account is a private account and that they need to stop surveilling it. And I'm going to list what the indemnity bond number is for that. And so this is part of my American State National thing to take back my autonomy. So there is an indemnity bond that most of these people have to file if they're going to do something sick, twisted, nefarious that needs to end. And so I am also following this guy on YouTube who tells you how to turn in these bonds for like utility, how to get if you get turned down for purchasing a vehicle that they're in violation, then they have to turn around and give you a credit that you're owed for that vehicle. So it's going to be a definite education process for me. I have to look at this guy. And it's quite amazing the way that they reversed this system so terribly that we were having to pay for all of this BS while they were profiting off our slave dead slave selves. You know,
Dead slave selves.
yeah.
Okay, so how do you know this indemnity bond? Like, how do you know this isn't just gonna? I mean, there was that one scam with about the, or maybe it was a scam about the coins and the stamps. Like, how do we know that this isn't just another one of those
Yeah,
bullshit things?
I don't think it is because the guy that I'm following, he's an African American gentleman, and I believe he's an American State National. I haven't asked him for sure, but he's telling you that all of this is unconstitutional. And so the more that I'm researching it, the more it seems to be true. And they don't want any of us to know this because once we become American state citizens, then they have less power to control us because then we're not playing their game.
How are you
You
gonna
just
pay
have
for
to remove
things?
it.
How do you pay for things? Like,
That's
you're
a
not
very
using the U.S. dollar anymore?
well, according to this
The piece
gentleman,
of paper dollar, I guess.
right, the paper that's the fiat currency that has no monetary value to it. Yeah. So you're just in their game right now. But apparently, um, the bond process, you have credits that are owed to you for being enslaved. So like I'm just starting that process. Just like I sent the letter to the bank saying this is a private, bank account. You're not to share any of my information. I'm doing the same with my communications since it's all through the same company. And Charter Communications, now that's interesting to look at. If you look at Charter Communications, you see that they are the top and then they have other multiple, and I do mean multiple organizations underneath that one company because that's how they hide their criminal activity is making a corporation and putting like 10 corporations underneath it and then putting sub corporations after that corporations. This is how these criminals are hiding themselves. And so
Broadband connectivity company cable operator. So they provide internet, TV, mobile, and voice services to over
yep,
32 million customers across 41 states.
yep,
So these guys who have full access to the wireless that are going into 32 million customers' homes.
yep, that's exactly right. stealing their data,
Okay, I mean, that kind of makes sense to question that. I mean,
right? I was like, huh, this is really interesting, you criminals. But yeah, so
yeah, the
that's
criminals.
how far I've gotten. I'm going to have to send another letter off to Capital One. Amex hasn't responded, but you're supposed to give them 3 attempts to prove that you were the one that incurred that debt. And if they don't answer you after the 3rd time, then obviously they're admitting to the system.
Hmm.
Amex stopped calling me altogether when I sent the first letter, but you still have to go through the process because you have to give them
Yeah.
ample time to respond to you to
Right.
prove that they really lent it to you and not your dead debt slave.
This is really not funny, but for some
It
reason it
is,
makes
I
me
know.
laugh.
I know. It's not funny,
Yeah, an
but
umbrella corporation. And it's kind of
yes.
interesting. It's because like all of the corporations and businesses out there that they use in like the video games or movies that are like the bad guy, right? Um, they're umbrella corporations. Like they, yeah. Anyway,
Yep.
maybe they do get this stuff from something real. Like they have
Yeah,
to
that
use something as an idea to create these video games, and
and
you
the
know what I mean? Like,
movies and
hmm
yeah, exactly. All of that.
I was watching a video or series. I was going to send this to you. It's called The Librarians, and it's an older series that I loved. And anyway, in one of the episodes, one of the characters is like a national, worked for NATO or whatever. And they were talking about DARPA and about like intelligence programs. And like this was in 2014. And I'm thinking, oh, I got to send this to Kimberly.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand. I'm starting to like wrap my head around it all. It's taken a while, but I'm
Yeah.
starting to wrap my head around it all. Like it's not all make believe. Um,
Yeah,
Fairy
exactly.
tales
And
and
they've
pixie
been lying
sticks.
to us for centuries, over a millennial, about our natural gifts and our abilities because they have us in this dirty electricity grid with these Gwen towers, throwing, making us off balance, messing with our frequency.
Speaking of natural gifts, and y'all who are watching, I want to know your thoughts on what's happening too. Like it's important. We want to know what you're thinking. Um, Speaking of natural gifts, man, you called it. Like literally called it. Had me put out a video. I got to it on the 21st in the morning. You
Yeah.
called it.
Yeah. I
Why
didn't
don't you tell
know.
everybody?
I thought it was more going to be like a pulse, a 5G pulse, like a quick kill switch through our cell phones. But I just knew something was coming. I didn't know it was going to be the Iran bombing. But they always do things in threes. So just be aware of that.
Like what?
So you've got the riots. So that was number one, which were false flag operations. Then number two, you had the Palantir people sworn in, which was part of the Iran bombing. And now they're supposed to be planning something for July 4th. I also put a video of that, which I think
Yeah, we
is
did.
when, how those pagers were blowing up in the Middle East. That was all done through this technology. And I think that they're wanting to off a bunch of people, according to Dr. David Martin. And I put his video in my Substack. And so I'll put it in the link to this YouTube video as well. But
Hmm.
Dr. David Martin knows what's going on. He knows exactly what these cell phone towers are doing. So I wouldn't
And
go
you
out
think
and
that's
watch.
next?
Yeah, I think July 4th is next.
And you think they're going to hit us in a technology wise that they're going to take down our phones?
Yeah. Or blow them up, which they also have the capability of doing. This
I
is
can't even imagine what
satanic.
I would do without my phone.
But
Like,
they created all of that. Remember the times where we didn't have phones? We had, we had no cell phone.
I do remember that,
Yeah.
but I don't remember. I mean, I was a child, and so I'm thinking about it now, though. And how would I get a hold of my kids? Like, how would I know that my son is okay in Arizona, or my mom, or my sister, or like,
A landline, a good old fashioned analog landline.
how the hell do you even get a landline? Like, what? Like, install a landline?
I did. I did at my old condo when I first like knew what was happening, and um and my privacy was being violated, and I knew that. It was quite interesting.
I actually have to think of like a apocalyptic plan. Like, what would I do if? Ew. Who likes to
Hmm.
think about that?
Nobody
Yuck.
does, but
Nobody
you
likes
have
to think
to.
about that. I need more
Yeah,
sage.
you have to.
God. Okay, so on the agenda for today, Miss Kimberly has we're obviously keeping up with what's happening currently in our beautiful world. They don't want to give you a landline. POTS, clean old telephone system.
Yeah,
Pots. Yeah, they don't want to give you a landline. I don't even know. Wow, I didn't. I mean, I guess the schools have landlines, so yeah. I haven't had a landline in almost over a decade.
yeah. It's all by
Um,
design. They want you on the phone. I mean, instead the children aren't out playing, and like we were playing at our friend's house. They're on their phone, like they're all like this. That's what they look like. I watch them get
I
off the school bus every single day. I watch these teenagers get off the school bus, and guess what they're doing? 99% of them are on their phone.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not just the teenagers though. Like you go and you'll go out to a restaurant and you'll be sitting there eating and you'll just look. Like
Yeah.
and 90% of the tables around you are in between conversations with their phones in their hands or having conversations. That's just how they want you. Yes.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm still keeping my pixie fairy dust mindset. I am not letting them take my light even just a little bit.
Correct. Do not take a knee, but know that it's going on and know that they're criminals.
That's why you need Miss Kimberly. Erica sounds a little distant or sort of muted. I should be actually on my
Nope, that now you're not on at all. Now we can't hear you at
well,
all.
that's because I pressed mute
There,
instead.
there you go.
I was
Now we
no,
can hear you.
it's because I keep moving from my podcast mic. And so that's why you can't hear me sometimes. I'll try to do better on that. Thanks for letting me know. On average. Oh, hi. It's good to see you back. All right, Kimberly,
Okay.
you are taking the reins on this one.
Yeah. So let's see what this Iran BS is about, because I talked to Igor the other day and I said I think it's a psyops operation. And how do we know that this is really actually happening? So then I found this article, like conveniently, there are no coincidences on Substack. And Max Wang is the one that stacked it. And the author, I can't remember her name, but we'll look at it. So let me share my screen with you. And can you see it?
Well, not really. Are you able to like zoom in? Well, you're gonna read it anyway, so
Yeah. It says the real reason for war with Iran, copied from an X post. The real reason for the war with Iran has nothing to do with the uranium enrichment. It's about very different kind of enrichment. They keep telling us this war is about Iran's nuclear ambitions, but if you've been paying attention, you know that it's just the cover story. This war isn't about bombs, it's about banks. Iran is one of the last sovereign nations that hasn't been absorbed into the Western-led financial system. It has its own central bank. It doesn't bow to the IMF or World Bank. It doesn't allow full spectrum financial penetration from the likes of BlackRock, Vanguard, or JP Morgan. That makes it a problem for the globalist bankers. Unlike other nations that folded into the rules based system post 9/11 or after the Arab Spring, Iran never gave up full control of its monetary policy, energy sector, or capital markets. It's one of the few remaining holdouts from the era before neoliberal globalization became gospel. That's the real threat, because the kind of capitalism that dominates today doesn't just want to trade deals, it wants total access to your energy, your debt, to your labor markets, to your political decisions. It's about total control. And Iran refuses to be brought into that fold. Iran doesn't take marching orders from the IMF. It sells oil outside the dollar system. It talks openly about multipolar world and backs up its talk with regional alliances from Iraq to Syria to Lebanon. This is what Washington, London, and Tel Aviv can't tolerate, because Iran is strong militarily, but because it's economically disobedient. This nuclear threat narrative is just the propaganda vehicle. It's the same one they used in Iraq. The goal is to justify dismantling a regime that won't play ball with the bankers. And this isn't even new. Every major military campaign of the past 2 decades, Libya, Iraq, even Ukraine, in a different way, follows the same pattern. Identify a state resisting global financial integration, frame it as a rogue actor, and bring it to the heel through war, sanctions, and regime change. Iran is just the next target. So when you see the headlines, remember, this isn't just about nukes. It's about a country that won't open its books, privatize its oil, or let Wall Street set its future. And for the controllers of the world, that kind of independence is the real weapon of mass destruction. And her name is by Laura Aboli. So I thought that was an interesting take and quite accurate.
So basically, to financially, sorry, I'm kind of angry. Uh, basically,
Yeah, it makes you pissed.
two super money gods are butting heads because one's not doing what the other one wants to say, so we're dropping fucking bombs.
Yeah, they want them to bend a knee, and I don't blame them for not wanting to bend a knee.
I'm not. I don't blame them for not wanting to bend a knee. Like, I don't blame them for that.
Yeah,
Uh, I don't like the fact that money rules over death. Like,
yeah. War is for profit. I have said
war
this.
is for profit. I said this
Yeah,
to my mom yesterday. She's like, "No, Erica, it's not.
yes, it is. It
There's
is.
nothing profitable about it." I'm like, "Oh, sorry, mom. Talk to me later."
Yep. War is for profit. Have your mom read that article that I just read on Substack, or she can listen to this. But this is underneath one of the comments as coincidence theorist. And he said, nail it. Iran is one of the only 7 out of 190 countries not under the dominion of the Rothschilds banking system. 3 others are Cuba, North Korea, and Russia. If only we could get the hive mind to accept the understanding that coincidences are not viable enough to nullify dot connections. So basically, people need to start connecting the dots. They have been planning all of this. This is all by design. It's a big circus.
Connect the dots. La, la, la. Does anybody else know what I'm singing? Or am I even singing it? It's just in my head. This is sick. All right. So is anybody else getting like 50 scam calls a day, sometimes more? I put my phone on do not disturb and I set it so that only certain people, including Kimberly, can call me or will get
Smart.
through to me.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
smart.
don't know. I can tell you I have to delete my spam voicemail or my voicemail box probably
Yeah.
once a day. I'm not sure. It looks like Deborah said yeppers. Has anyone seen The Man in the High Tower? Is that a movie? What are we talking about? Does anybody know what? Do you know what she's talking about?
I don't
I don't know
know
how I
what
feel
an
about it.
average Joe. I don't know. That might be a movie.
Kind of sounds like a movie.
Yeah.
In AZ, it's bad. Hey, I used to live in AZ, Deborah. I used to live in Mesa and then Chandler, like up until about 6 years ago. I never really hung out in Snobsdale, but
Hey,
no
Andrew.
devils. Anyway, um, okay, so what's gonna happen next? like, like I don't know. I don't even know how to respond to this.
Well,
Our
they've been
world, the
doing it.
lives of people are literally being ruled by money and narcissistic need for power.
Yeah, psychopathic need for power, control, and that we're scum of the earth, which is why they've been planning this uh, toxic radiation kill for a while now. You guys, if you don't know who Mark Still is, you should look him up. Mark Still is in the UK, and he has a Substack called Save Us Now, and he will tell you about what is happening and what their agenda is. And then if you don't know who Dr. David Martin is, you should go look him up on Substack too. And they're all on the same page, even though Substack's being like, hey, Andrew, it's good to see you too. Thanks for joining us today. But yeah, it's just like the more you know, the more knowledge you have, the more prepared you're going to be. So that's one reason why I started my own garden. You have a garden for a reason.
Yeah.
You
Here,
know, I
stop
went,
sharing this unless there was something else you were going to show so we can see your beautiful face.
okay. So
Anyway, yeah, that's why I started my garden.
yeah. So I went to the grocery store, Nature's Grocers, and they had these pink signs up that said that there is a supply shortage. Now, I don't know how many other people have seen this in the grocery store, but I'm assuming that this is part of that control mechanism where they're trying to do their bullshit, which is why a lot of us need to get to some sort of community.
Remember the time on Christmas you came to see me and you didn't like what was on the grapes, and so you went and returned the grapes so you
Yeah.
didn't poison my children?
Yeah, they sprayed an insecticide on these grapes that they actually disclosed on the label. And after I looked it up, I was like, I'm taking these back, and I'm not letting. And that was at Whole Foods. And guess who owns Whole
Yeah.
Foods? Amazon. Amazon owns Whole Foods.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Man in the High Tower is a movie. Main plot is about America being ran by German Japanese forces. Cause reality is really lost. World War II. And so funny. I just seen a post about supporting this idea. I'm telling you, they're reading your minds. Listen to me say that. It doesn't sound very scary when I say it. Um, World War
Yes, I think
II.
Q. I think Q is a trap, Deborah. I think it's part of the PSYOPs program, and you need to like literally trust your instinct. Like once you know how this agenda has been going on, they created World War One, they created World War Two, and they created all the wars in between now and then. And they've been doing it for centuries, and we keep getting penalized for it and enslaved. Oh, love you too.
Love you too. Okay, so what is Quora? Quora? QU? What
Quora,
is that?
yeah, it's like a platform where they go and do discussions. I don't know. Some of this stuff is getting AI infiltrated, and I can tell you that by looking at Substack. And I can tell some of them that have been generated by AI that aren't like normal humans that are coming up on my feed. And I'm like, this is so dark and twisted. So I would say trust your gut, you know?
I think you're the only person that could look that cute saying dark and twisted.
Right?
Oh,
Look what I
oh,
got
hi,
though.
Joy.
You want to see? Hi, Joy. Yay. We were texting earlier.
Hey.
And
Website. Are you asking for a website, Deborah? Do you think Quora is a trap? Are you telling me to look it up?
so want to
Okay.
see what I
So,
got?
yeah.
These are
Oh, those
my
are those things you were talking
these
about.
are my tensor rings. This is what I'm going to make the sucker punch out of. And so I've got my cable, my wire, my 25 gauge wire that I'm going to wrap around this to secure the vibration of it, because the other also has copper in it, obviously, because it's wire. And then I'm going to go find a local crystal store, and I'm going to find a crystal that can fit in here for that sucker punch. And this should get rid of the EMF or any radiation around you up to a 2 mile radius. I don't know what's going to happen if I have 4 of these, but I ordered another one, and it was, interestingly enough, not it wasn't able to be delivered from the post office. And I'm like, that's the exact address that I had these ones delivered to, and I ordered that one before, and so it got returned to Muna's Magic. And she sent me an email and said, "Can you just verify that this is your address?" She said, "This is interesting." And I said, "Yeah, but they do that on
is
purpose.
interesting.
When you're going down the right path, they'll let you know by doing some shit like that. And then that's how you navigate around this."
You'll have to tell me what size crystal you have, and I'll go to my little crystal shop and I'll send you one. So
Okay.
you have some of my love and light. Okay, I'm checking
Okay.
this
Because
Quora
I'm
out.
guessing this is probably like 2.5 inches. So by the time
Yeah.
I get that 25 gauge wire wrapped around it, it'll probably lessen it. So I'm guessing I'll probably need a
I'll get
two
you one
two
from
inch.
my little trip, and I will put
Okay.
it in, energize it in some water in some of the Snake River or one of the waterfalls, and then I'll
Yeah.
send it to you.
Yep.
So
And
it'll
that's
be it'll
exactly how you do it. Yes.
fuse with my love.
Yes, that's exactly what we need more of, just like that. Out to
Oh.
nature, get out of the, cell phone towers as much as you can. And my suggestion for a 4th of July is I wouldn't go to any of the fireworks. I would not participate in that.
Hey, bros. We see the hello, everyone. I don't see another comment.
Yes,
So
yes, I did, Rebel.
did
I
you?
think I answered you. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, am I no. Well, maybe you saw it. Well, drop your question in again or your comment and we'll but I am seeing you. Every end of the day,
Thanks,
everyone is
Deborah.
treated as collateral damage, furthering their agendas. Okay.
Oh, Bezos just got married. Yeah. Wait, end of the day, everyone is treated as collateral damage and furthering. Yes, exactly. Because basically, they think that we're literal scum. Now, I was having a conversation with someone on the YouTube comments today, and the guy said, "I think that our bloodlines." I said to him, "I think our bloodlines are purer than their bloodlines because they're inbred." There, and he agreed with me and said, "I believe that that's the case, and why we're all basically being targeted." Yeah.
Hmm. That was actually they talked about it in
Yes, Igor.
they talked about that in oh, how cute. Um oh, damn. There's that entire train of thought gone. I had this thing in my head and now I have no idea
Igor
what I
and
was going to
I
say.
say it's being put on neutral. They can do that. They can put you on neutral, make you forget what you're saying. And Bezos did just get married in Venice, Italy, and they put his face on a tarmac that said something about him not paying taxes, but he could have millions of dollars in a wedding. Like I think they're spending like $600 million on this wedding. Like it's sick.
Yet
Like
there
sick
are
stuff.
starving children all over the world. There are kids and on the streets with their families or alone. I mean, they're like
Yep.
it's is bullshit. Like these people who have these billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars that they just hold and spend on
What? Yeah, but this is the spiritual awakening. It's the people who don't have that need for the money. You know, they don't have that. They value themselves more. They value the people, other people's lives more, right? Because they're caring, and that is how our vibration is higher. Because we all know that material things aren't going to bring you happiness at the end of the day, and you can't take them with you when you go anyway. You can't
No,
take them
you
when you leave.
can't.
Yeah.
The Egyptians proved that, by the way, because when we dug out their tombs and their riches were still there, okay, you can't take your money with you, guys. Like, fucking give some to the people who deserve it. Apparently, wearing black tourmaline, ooh,
Yeah,
can
I have
also
some of
help with
that too.
Yeah, I
I
think.
have this big crystal I'm wearing around my neck right now. It's just like my hippie thing.
I've got a hoodie and jammies on because it's like 60 degrees here.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It's been beautiful. But that's the good thing about here is like there's nobody. And I'm not so scared because there's nobody here. You know what I mean? It's like almost
Yeah.
pointless to even
Except
try and
there
come into a town and attack some, group
except
of
that you
people.
have a couple of Gwyn towers right around your neighborhood and right
Do
next to
I?
the school. Yeah. You see it going up on that Ridge Drive. You can see it. It's huge. I took a picture of it actually because I take a
I'll have
picture
to
of a lot
look.
of them because I'm like, this is what they were doing when you were quarantined and you were told to stay in your house.
And you can't, use a GUN against a electromagnetic wave. My
Yeah.
entire body vibrates every night. Is this 6G remote neural monitoring?
Yeah, it's all connected. So that's why I'm saying that you should go look up Mark Still. And Mark Still is in the UK. He used to build this technology. So we're already here. We're already at this point. And I try to tell people we're already in World War III, but it's not, the war in Iran, it's the war against us people, the human
Human
beings.
race.
Yeah, the human race. Yeah.
So what does somebody do when they recognize, okay, I've got 6G remote neural monitoring, how do I stop it? Like, where the hell is the Google answers for that?
Right? Yeah, that's a very good question. This is what I'm doing. This is how I'm going to protect myself. I'll let you know if it
That,
works.
yeah, absolutely. That, and you do other things. You've got that other machine that you run that's also like pulses, right? Like
Yeah, and I have
hertz.
the PEMF. That there are free you know frequencies. There are free
Yeah,
frequencies on that
frequencies.
PEMF.
That's the word I'm trying to use. It's the invisible touching that I was beating the
Being
voice of
voice is something.
Someone turned the heat on in your house one day and you didn't do it. Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
yeah. They
Well,
especially
it's like
especially if you have a nest. Yeah.
that girl that we talked to during that live with Amy, who like she like if, swears to God like she was put to sleep while she was basically turned off. She doesn't remember 3 whole hours. And it
Yep.
seems to be happening more and more. And it's like she was out with people who said she was wide awake, but 3 hours was missing. And she has no idea. And she was terrified. Terrified. I mean, I think that's the first time I've really cried listening to some of these stories. But it's like that, right? Is that kind of what we're saying? You're able to take people over? Once took a
Yeah.
photo of a tower and out of nowhere black ops. Hmm.
Yeah, take them. I think we all need to collect as much evidence as we can.
Let's see. Yes, we as these B2K voices is very irritating. It
It
wants you to
wants me
give
to give
in.
in with this bullshit.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
never give up because they used to
No.
talk to me too. And I used to tell them to F off and pound some sand. And they try to get me to hurt my cats and shit. And like they're just sick, demonic uh,
Do you believe that people could be
spirits.
schizophrenic?
Not well, probably caused by this dirty electricity, and but I think that it was created as part of this program. If you go back and you look at the psychology, Sigmund Freud, he's all part of this bullshit too.
Really? I'm gonna look it up. I can't even spell schizophrenic.
And schizophrenia doesn't occur in older people. It usually, if it's going to occur at all, it's in your
Yeah,
early
it starts in
20s.
your earlier
That's
years.
correct. So, but
Um,
I was reading an article, I just glazed over it briefly, that said this technology can cause that, because obviously if they're putting voices in your head and you don't know where they're coming from, then obviously you think that it's the technology.
okay, so it says here, this is interesting. One of the earliest known accounts is from Eber's Papyrus, an Egyptian medical text from around 1550 BC, which describes a patient with symptoms such as hearing voices and seeing visions. The 17th century English physician John Haslam documented a case of a man named James Tilly Matthews who exhibited. Let's write that name down. After the fact, I'm gonna look this guy up. I'm gonna
Okay.
chase this.
Yeah.
Um, so, who exhibited symptoms such as hallucinations, delusions, and disorganized thinking. This case is often considered one of the first documented cases of schizophrenia in medical literature. All right, so what we
And
need to look at here, guys, is what was happening in 1550 BC in Egypt,
yeah,
right?
actually that's great. We should all look this up and we should all come back next week and talk
Yeah,
about it.
I want to know
I
your opinions. Yeah,
I think that's a great idea. Yeah,
that's going
because
to be our
this
topic:
technology,
schizophrenia versus
yeah,
V2K. Which one is it?
well, because this technology has been around forever. Like they've been using this
Must be.
technology on people. Yeah.
Is it just me, or does the lady from Law and Order Special Victims Unit resemble Kimberly? I'm gonna
I
have
don't
to
know.
check
I
that one
haven't
out.
ever I don't know what she looks
She
like.
doesn't watch TV,
I
so
don't watch TV. Which
Law
is another reason
and
why I was targeted,
Order.
because they knew I wouldn't go along with this bullshit. I didn't even like going to school. I like to skip school a lot because I'm like, what the
She
F
did.
is happening
First
here?
time she skipped school was in kindergarten. Are you talking about this Olivia Benson, like the head person? I don't know. Oh, maybe. Okay, back to that's my squirrel brain. All right, so that is our assignment, friends, those of us who are joining us. And again, thank you.
So
It
so
really
give
is
out
nice
the
to see
give
y'all.
we'll put
It
the
really
assignment
is.
in the chat.
Yeah, put the assignment in the chat. We're wanting to know between schizophrenia and this, like, what was happening during these times. I
What
want
was
to
the
really
guy's
kind of
name?
dig this
I
into.
Igor's no.
Oh no. So but it says the first one here. I'm just gonna drop this. And again, guys, I'm just looking at a basic overview. So I'm just gonna drop this here in the chat. But let's find out. Like, let's talk about this
They
because
always do. They'll
you
always
go
tell
back
you
and we said
two
Egypt
lies
is
and they'll give
yeah.
you a truth. They'll always tell you two
Oh.
lies and they'll give you a truth. I guarantee it. Like they've been lying, setting this up forever.
So it
Like it's sick.
started, yeah, in Egypt, and then the next one was an English physician, and that was the 17th century. 19th century, a German psychiatrist introduced the term dementia something. And yeah, so what I want to know is a like what was happening in the world as this mental disorder started to really be recognized and spike, right?
In Egypt.
Like,
Yeah. Let's
well,
look
yeah,
it
so
up.
it looks like that the original earliest known text was in Egypt in 1550. And then the next one was documented in the 17th century. And then after that, the 19th century. So, what has happened during those times as these things are being documented? And what is happening between, like, if it's not being documented that people are walking around hearing voices, seeing things, like cannot tell sometimes reality versus fiction, which my understanding it sounds like it's the same mind or is mind control, right? Like the same thing, the
Yep.
manipulation of the brain. So, and then when did it really start to get prevalent? And what was happening then? I'd really love to know if there's a correlation between this.
Oh, I'm sure there
So,
is. It's the Egyptian school of alchemy.
the
They're all
Egyptian school of
alchemists.
alchemy. Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, look, we both posted. Um, wow. All right. So, what do you think's going to happen next? What do you think the world's going to come to? Like, do you think we're going to go to war?
I if more and more of us start seeing through the propaganda, then no. But it's going to take a whole lot of us being like, no, we're not doing this.
Well, what do we do? Like,
It's,
so we got the American national, like the process that you're going through, but like, can we write our, will it make sense? Does it even matter if we write our senators and our governors and our, commissioners and say, hey, this is happening? Like, going to the courts, going to the feds, like, does it make sense for people, in your opinion? Um, does it make sense for that?
no.
Like,
And the reason I say no is because it's a waste of time, because you're working within a corporation that is not for the people, by the people. So they're not going to listen to you anyway, which is why when I called the FBI twice, locally and federally, went down to see the FBI agent in person, I got fuck all. And then I ran it all the way up to the Department of Justice and also got no response because they know that this program is existing and they're the ones that are doing it. So now that I am an American state national citizen, I filed for my information of my Freedom of Information Act's request with those three departments. And so they have to tell me, what they're using and who was doing it to me.
well,
And once I have that,
they can lie. I mean, they're already lying.
they're
Like,
already lying. Yeah.
where's what's what? Because you can find them. I mean, we're supposed to be able to find them anyway. I just feel like it's all just another way to give people fucking false hope. Here's the worst. Here's what I am terrified of: is that this is not going to work, and you're going to be crushed.
Well, oh well. They've already tried to off me. They literally have tried to kill me 5 times. Like I sat on my sofa and they were all concerned that I wouldn't get up. And I watched the nurse and 5 other people look at me as I struggled to stand up, and they were right across the way, mirrored up to me on the same condo, different building. And then it was like an aha moment where you're like, oh, I get what you Fs are doing now. Yeah. So they've
I
already tried
love
to do
how
that.
you take every it's one of my favorite things about you, other than the fact that you just have the most beautiful shining heart. Um, I love that, guys, she can get knocked the fuck down, but this woman picks herself back up. Like, I don't know how she goes through what she goes through. And I have bared, but bored with, what's the
Baird?
word? Bared witness to
Yeah.
this. Like
Yeah.
my own eyeballs watching this happen.
Yeah. They tried
Oh
to take
well,
me out.
what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? Like she still puts her shoulders back, her head high, and gets on here and speaks her voice and challenges the system and does it. And I don't know, honey. I don't know how y'all do it. Like, how do you guys get through moments where you feel like the world is collapsing on you? And I'd love to know that. So, like, obviously, this is live, and we'll be wrapping up here in just a little bit. But like, as you're watching it later, I want to know some, like, what do you do to keep your own sanity?
Well,
We're playing answer. We're playing with the chats. We
yeah,
are stronger. Yes. What is that,
that
Kimberly?
is right, Patty. We are
Stay
stronger.
strong.
Yep,
We
we are
got this.
stronger.
It seems once you acknowledge their tactic and their intent, they will abandon that tactic and try another one.
It's a
It
constant
actually is.
mouse game. Yeah.
So
Yes.
this is actually, we do this in marketing. It's in different ways, but it's test, analyze, optimize. So it's like, okay, I'm trying one thing. If it doesn't work, I'm going to test another thing and see if it works better than the first thing. And then the one that gets better results is the one that I use moving forward. So it's the same concept in my mind.
S-
So
So it's
switch it up, right?
yeah, yeah. So it's like Tony said the other day, it looks like the one that we titled Are You Ghosting Me to fill out the survey got more attention. And so, yeah, so I
Mm-hmm.
agree with you on that. Laughter goes a long way. It does,
Questions
Joy.
are
So
so.
Targeted wants to know why I'm charging $10 for interviews because I have to pay for these platforms and I have no money. So it literally, I I got my HOA bill
This is her
today.
job.
Yep, this is my job. So that's
This
why.
is her job.
Yeah. I used to
And
be owned two successful real estate title companies, but they targeted me out of those. And you just have to laugh about it because I never thought I would be here in a million years. If 5 years ago, when this probably like when they hit me in 2023, if you asked me I'd be here today, I would say no, absolutely not. But I will fight for the underdog and I will fight for people who can't fight for themselves every single day that I have breath.
mm-hmm, she will. And I'm going to tell you guys, like, no joke. One day, she's talking to me about how she's about ready to sell her business and then she's going to move and she's going to have stability and she's going to be able to do this. Like, just so you know, like, she doesn't pay me to do her marketing. Like, I do this to support her. She's like, that first day, everything's great. And then I call her the next day and they took everything. 24 hours. All of her plans, all of her wishes, all of her dreams to stand here and fight. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. Um, she
Yep.
had a mission. She was going to open a foundation to support people financially who could not financially fight for themselves. Like, you spent what, like $300,000 or something like that, $200,000 in legal fees. There are people who cannot fight for themselves. So she's building a business. Unfortunately, this is a business, and ultimately is going to be a nonprofit. Ultimately is going to, she's going to help people. She already are helping people,
Yeah,
so
which I knew.
that's
I
why.
said only if even if it's just one
Sorry.
person that I help, you know? But I knew that I
I
wasn't the
just
only one.
sorry if that came off like I was being a little bit of a defensive BFF. Did you see me? I was like, here. I didn't mean it like that. I'm trying to make sure people know who you are and
Oh,
see
I
the
know.
beauty of you.
I know.
Although you
That's
really
why.
should just come to Evanston for the 4th of July and hide in my front yard and watch the sky light up. Like, The
Dude,
greatest thing in
they
the world.
freaking gang stalked me in Evanston. They
Yeah,
literally,
last time you were here, you weren't.
no, that's because I was hiding in your basement.
Well, in the whole house. Yeah, wouldn't the fireworks like stop the waves or something? Like the explosions in the
No.
air, like
In fact, I'm going to
move
send you
things away?
this Substack, and if you can watch them from your home so you can run inside just in case, of Dr. David Martin talking about the plan that they're planning on the 4th. And he brings up a white paper, people. If you don't know what a white paper is, it's where it's detailed instructions on, paper, what they're telling you they're doing. And it's not good.
Well, luckily, I like can literally just walk out onto my patio
And
and
see
watch
them.
them, and it's
Okay,
the
good.
whole sky
Good.
lights up. Like they light them off everywhere because they're legal here, and so they light them off everywhere. So every year, I will like deck out my house. I got flags up and down. It's all right. We can you'll be able to get this back. You'll be able to get this back. You'll
You'll be
be
able to
able
view
to
it
watch this. Yeah, it'll
under the
replay
live
right after we
tab.
hang up.
Yeah,
Yeah, under the live
under the
tab.
live tab on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, you can rewatch it in case you missed it, and then ask
Yeah.
additional questions there. Like
Absolutely. We'll
it'll
get in
take
and
a
answer
lot of
them.
us and a lot of knowledge from all of us. But I'm interested to find out my Freedom of Information Act's request. I'm excited to get those back. They apparently had my requests on Monday. I'll show you something. Hopefully, I won't roll over a little baby kitty. But
Don't
this
roll
is
over
how
the baby
much
kitty.
money I've had to spend, like to get these certified mails. So see, then you have documentation that you sent them, these criminals, all of your stuff. So be prepared that
Be
you're going to need
prepared.
some sort of cash, or I need to have a yard sale so I can, send some more certified mail. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah.
you.
So I can send off this one for Spectrum Mobile to tell them to go pound some sand and get out of my communications. Since
So we'll be
they
on before the 4th. I don't know
Okay,
what the
that'll be the
difference
first.
between my front yard and my house is, but I plan on celebrating. I plan on putting my flags up and just more I am proud of my heritage and proud of the people who have died to support and keep my family safe. I am proud of
Okay, so
our
as this,
ancestors.
I know, but as a skeptic, I have a question for you. How do
Yeah.
you not know that all of these holidays weren't made up by Freemasons for their satanic agenda? And so I
What's
want
satanic about fireworks and hamburgers and beer and Hamilton?
they have these specific dates, and I told Igor that Albert Pike looks like Santa Claus. And they've built all of these so people can go out and purchase and support their criminal activity. It's all a fucking big game. They lied to us, they lied to us, and they lied to us some more. And we keep eating off their fucking lies while we're slaves.
But why not
Hi,
celebrate
Stephen from
something?
Massachusetts.
Hey, Stephen from Massachusetts. Like, do you not celebrate any holidays? I mean, you
Not
celebrated with
anymore.
us on Christmas.
I know, but not since I found out what is really going on and how they've like basically Sataned everything. Thank you, Tiffany Rebel. You keep being the rebel. All of us need to be rebels. We all need to be savages so we can take this down.
Yes, Deborah. Actually, on YouTube now, she is able to monetize. So you can like do super stickers or something. And those will actually that does go towards her. And then she can, if you guys want me to build a platform where she can take donations to help raise money for her and for the nonprofit, like if you think
Yeah.
that we can get people to support it, dude, I'll build it. I'll build it. Okay, but still, here, I don't understand how why not enjoy a day? I love fireworks. I love the idea of freedom. I love the idea of,
Yeah.
how our country was created. And I get that there is so much fucked stuff in this world. Why not take a day to enjoy some damn fireworks without being angry about it?
Yeah, you don't have to be angry about it. You can still enjoy it, but just understand that there was a hidden agenda when they created all of this stuff. And that's what I want you to understand. And how do you like I did a thing on 4th of July that I'd like you to look at and help me edit.
I'll watch it.
It's
Yeah,
it's
I'll
in
watch
it's
it.
in my it's in my solo cast. And I read all of the events that happened in history on July 4th, starting from the 1500s. And some of it is like not good. It's like
Do I really have to?
bloodbaths. I know.
You're
I'm sorry.
taking away my joy.
But you're speaking like a true patriot. Like we have freedom here when we're dead debt slaves. So I'm going to watch more of this kid that's also an American State National and is talking about the bond exchange and see if that really it works because he says
Yeah.
that it does. Yeah.
We'll find out about it. Absolutely.
Because all
Love
of us
and light back to you guys. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
all of us could use a
I
little
just
extra
distracted
cash
you
right
again.
now. This may sound crazy, but I wonder at times if a breakaway civilization that possesses all this high technology may actually be the ones truly running this show, but they aren't known. I actually do believe
Belief
that there is
system.
a parallel universe to all of this. And the way that they're able to hide it is through the dirty electricity grid. Because I think a lot of this we have internal inherent gifts. So and they don't want us to know what those are. And so that's why they're trying to off basically all of us that aren't that 1%. And it's really a spiritual war, basically. Yeah.
They will not take my light.
Don't let them take your light.
I'm gonna
They can't
light
have my soul.
fireworks because I
Yeah.
enjoy it. And yeah, I
Okay.
have to pay the man to get them, but I'm gonna do it because I enjoy it and because I
Okay.
believe in the ideas and concepts of freedom and love and light and
Yeah.
being kind to other human beings. And I will bring food to people. And no, they're not taking my light.
Don't
Mm-mm.
let them. And you keep on doing that because that's what they don't want you to do. So that's
I'm
part of
rebelling
this.
with a smile.
Mhm.
Rebelling with
Yeah.
a smile
Rebelling. Yes. Rebel with a smile and a wink.
and a wink.
Yeah.
And some pixie plus. Well, oh gosh, thank you so much, everybody.
That
We've
was
seen some new
awesome.
faces,
We did
and
see
we've
some new
seen
faces.
some faces we recognize. Well, not fake handles we
Mhm.
recognize. So thank you guys for joining us. Like we said, our agenda next week we've never actually planned.
Yeah, we have a
Um,
plan.
we're gonna dissect psychology and mind control. What's
Well,
the next?
just that one term because they
Just
call us, yeah,
schizophrenia.
schizophrenia. Yeah.
Schizophrenia.
Because they
Yeah.
call a lot of us that, or, paranoid, delusional,
Yes.
whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I was
Psychotic.
wondering if you
Yeah.
believed in that as a mental health diagnosis, or if you
I
feel
think,
like
I
it's
think
created through the
Well, I think psychology now with the rapid response and some of the stuff that they have because of this program causing trauma is beneficial. But I think when psychology started, it was to brainwash people and get them to do what they wanted
and
you
the
to do.
mind breaks, and then it becomes a genetic handed
And
down.
that's what they use. Oh yeah, it runs in your family. No, it didn't.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
genetic, but maybe when I mean, we're looking back in like 1700s, when
We're
we're
go-
seeing the first cases. like maybe it's over those first 200 or whatever years. Now it's been instilled and actually like part of the human. Okay. I think you know where I'm going with that. But
Yeah.
either way, I want to know because it is. That's why most people aren't believed, and that's why the cops put you in that ambulance because they thought you were hallucinating or imagining things or could not tell the difference between reality and their reality and your reality, right? And but I want to make sure everybody knows we both are big advocates of finding a right therapist, having somebody to talk to, um, herbal treatments, love yourself, love your mind, love your body. Don't just ignore it. Um, where these voices are coming from, totally glad to find out.
Thanks, Miss
Oh,
Matson Miles. Awesome.
thank you. That just made my heart go flutter. Um, is it
So
cell
my
towers?
brother, well, let's see. I already posted that one, but let's post this one
Yeah.
again. My brother told
Okay.
me when one becomes an American state national, that one will lose access to government programs like health insurance and other social assistance. How much do you know
Mm,
about this? I haven't heard of that yet, but I can look into some of that
dig
for you.
into it.
Apparently, everybody's saying that if they worked and get pension from the government and then now become an American state national citizen, that they get to keep all of that. You get to keep everything that you paid into the system.
Okay.
But you are owed. Just know that you are owed. So
Which is
I'll
the
find
big
out
thing
more.
there. So
It's
maybe you're removed from these, programs like Social Security or whatnot. But there's supposed to be money sitting there for you on the other side, right?
correct.
Okay.
And it's
Um,
more money that you're going to get anyway. And I would stay out. I don't even have health insurance. Let's put it that way. That's my disbelief because I've seen people on social media arguing with the people that had insurance, and the one that was cash pay was only $600, but with their insurance they had to pay $1,700. So why don't you just put that money in your pocket instead of paying thousands of dollars for insurance? Yeah. Like it's a big, big scam.
yeah, really is.
It is a
It
scam.
really is.
Yeah.
It's so sad. I
Yep.
mean,
Stay
healers used to
strong.
do it. Stay strong. We will see you next week, guys.
We got
Thank
this.
you. We got this. All right.
Yeah.
How do I wait? Did it stop the live?